The Creeping Fog 1. The black fog clung to Jacob as he rode into the village. Thick tendrils of fog swirled and eddied around him, forming cryptic shapes that...
How do I get out? Where are you? This is not right.
The door has opened.
Memory 8125. Sunlight spills over Renjiro Yamaoka, sitting cross-legged in the meadow. His horse, Raifu, waits patiently. The samurai inhales, considers the weight of the katana at his hip. His mind wanders for a second, the calm disrupted. His chest tightens. The green fields before him offer no peace when he knows his son spills the red blood of innocence upon them. He is on the trail to stop him. Kazan, the man known as the Oni, his son who has made it his mission to purify the samurai, not through discipline or honor, but by massacring the farmers who oppose them. A savage reaction to minor transgressions. The sun carves its way through the sky as Raifu carries Renjiro along a quiet road. Modest homes dot the field ahead. No one toils outside. There is an unlikely stillness, as if he journeys through a painting. In the distance, a man watches, leaning against his home. He does not move. As Renjiro approaches, the scene becomes clear. The farmer is impaled on the wall of his home. Blood pools at his feet. A crow takes flight. It ignores the corpse, instead landing further down the hill. Renjiro follows. A pool of pitch blackness shuffles in the tall grass ahead. The dark stain screeches, a vast murder of crows lambasting the intruder. Reluctantly, they take flight, stretching across the sky like a dark scythe. Blood soaks the earth where they stood. There are hints that the viscera is human, a roughly cut hand, an exposed femur, but the number of victims is impossible to know in the pulverized gore. This cannot be the work of Kazan. How could he? A sour lump rises in Renjiro's throat. He wonders if the commoners' tales are true. It must be an Oni that possesses Kazan, for his son could never commit such evil. Memory 8126. Renjiro slumps with fatigue. He hears the voice in his head. Go home. You are no samurai. He is tired. He acknowledges the truth. I am no samurai. The voice demands more. You are not Renjiro Yamaoka. He nods. I am not Renjiro Yamaoka. The faded memories return. He is a child, torn from his parents. He does not understand why. They scream his name. Hachi! He never sees them again. He's brought to a snarling man who looks him over, opens his mouth, ignores his crying. Good. He will be for my son. He is taken to a boy to be his playmate. The boy's name is Renjiro Yamaoka. They become friends, but there are rules. Renjiro must always win. If Renjiro hits him, he must accept it. He goes with Renjiro to reading and fighting classes, but not as an equal. He must downplay his abilities. He is there to amuse, a living toy. And like a toy, he becomes dull. After a decade, he is cast off to work like the other servants. From then on, Renjiro looks at Hachi with bitterness, as if embarrassed of the bond he had with a commoner. As Renjiro comes of age, he assumes the duties of a samurai. Beneath his facade of discipline and mercy is cruelty. He leaves scars on Hachi. Renjiro boards a ship and Hachi goes with him. The Yamaoka family influence is set to extend to a new territory. Hachi pulls a cart of supplies aboard. A storm hits within hours of casting off. Tossed from bow to stern, Hachi grabs Renjiro's hand as the samurai is nearly thrown overboard. He wants to let go, but he sees the face of the boy that was his only friend. He pulls him aboard. A second to catch his breath. A thunderous crash. Parts of the hull explode into splinters. He's thrown to the deck. Through the ocean spray, he sees Renjiro, a jagged piece of wood pierced through his neck. Renjiro clutches his throat, tries to hold in the blood, his eyes wide as they fade into a furious, reluctant expression of death. The ship comes apart. Hachi awakens on a beach amidst debris and corpses. Nearby is a chest he brought aboard. He breaks it open, pulls out Renjiro's armor, katana, and the Yamaoka family crest. Hachi will never speak his true name again. On this day, he becomes the samurai, Renjiro Yamaoka. Memory 8127. Renjiro. Hachi. Who are you? Too late to erase the lie now. So, it is Renjiro who rides into the next town. A commoner bows her head as he passes. Nearby, a few men speak, glances cast in Renjiro's direction. He pretends to ignore them. Muttered words reach his ears. Father to an Oni. Evil blood. not a real samurai. Yamaoka butchers, come to kill. Behind him, someone grabs his armor and attempts to pull him from his horse. He moves with the motion, spinning from his mount to land on his feet, a hand to his blade. The sudden fear struck in those around him stokes their anger. Shouted words become waves of indistinguishable sound. They demand answers to questions he cannot hear. A club slams against him. A hand yanks at his mask. Raifu whinnies and runs. Renjiro moves his hand to his sword. No. He cannot act as his son would. He would rather die than let the Yamaoka name drown in shame and blood. A blow from behind pushes him to the ground. Strikes resonate through the armor to his ribs. He pushes his hand against his blade, ensures the frantic grips that pull at him cannot unsheath it. The strikes continue until the crowd's anger is quenched. They walk away, spitting and laughing. He pulls himself from the mud, whistling for Raifu. Nothing. The horse lies at the roadside, his body still. Later, when Renjiro is beyond the sight of others, he will clutch his wounds and grieve. Memory 8128. Renjiro examines his bruises. Nothing serious. But the violence, how did it come to this? He remembers when Kazan was a young boy, shouting angrily. They called me imposter noble. They sung and they laughed. The guilt bears down on Renjiro. When he assumed the Yamaoka name, he could not convince everyone in the village of his lie. The lone survivor of a shipwreck, his only proof of identity being armor, a blade, and a family crest. It was a suspicious story. Were it not for what he learned as the playmate to a noble, he'd likely have been caught. But he was well-spoken, knew how to read, and could fight like a samurai. It dispelled most doubts. Most. The whisperings of an imposter noble would never be fully silenced. It fueled a rage in Kazan. Renjiro tried to teach his son patience and humility. He wonders what else he could have done. I suppose I could have taught him the truth. Memory 8129. Renjiro sees Kazan ahead in the moon's dim glow. His son is a hulking man, even more intimidating under slabs of armor. They stop 10 feet apart, two silhouettes in the night. The unmasked face, barely illuminated by the moon, is his son's. Not an Oni, but a boy, intoxicated on power he wields over the weak. It is Renjiro's duty to punish the crime and return honor to the Yamaoka name. Kazan is not just powerful, but fast. He preys on weakness. The men unsheath their katanas. Renjiro assumes a defensive stance. He focuses on his injuries, the bruises over his body. His shoulder drops, sword dipping slightly. Kazan reacts, taking an aggressive stance. Renjiro exhales, pushes the pain away, hones in on his target. In a split second, he straightens up and lunges. His blade finds an opening in Kazan's armor, drawing blood. Kazan stumbles, his neck exposed. Eyes focused, blade ready, Renjiro shouts with grief, brings his sword back, and hesitates. The kanabo crashes into Renjiro's head, smashing the mask from his face. Agony. The taste of blood in what feels like a gaping wound. He hears his son far away wailing. His heart races, gushing blood from his body, and then slows. Calmness descends. Ethereal dreams fade into nothing. Silence. A lack of anything. A whisper? A tug at his barely conscious mind. The blood on his skin turns to ice. He shivers. Someone is there. Kazan? Go play, boy. Let me sleep. Kazan. His son. A child. Still young enough to be saved. He follows him through the fog as though his consciousness drifts through a storm. There is something I must tell you, Kazan. Renjiro lies in the dirt. The boy is gone. There is fire ahead. Strange men and women huddled around it. Kazan? Something pulls his ankle. He kicks. His arm is wrenched back. He resists, lurching forward. He's punished for it, his limb nearly torn from its socket. A spidery talon wraps across his bloody, broken face. Another grips his body, another his leg. It drags him through darkness, twisting, pulling, squeezing, as if unsure whether to abduct, strangle, or tear him apart. He opens his mouth to scream. Black fog pours out.
The Creeping Fog 1. The black fog clung to Jacob as he rode into the village. Thick tendrils of fog swirled and eddied around him, forming cryptic shapes that reminded him of heroes and villains from his collected tales. Jacob shooed away flies and squinted through the haze, searching for any signs of life, but not finding any. He coughed and cleared his throat and was beside himself with the smell of putrid flesh and blood. Limbs and heads were scattered about. Men and women lay in unnatural positions. Others lay butchered and twisted, their eyes gouged and their mouths hanging open. "Wilhelm, where are you?" His hand instinctively moved to rest on the hilt of his dagger. Long and deep shadows shook and shuddered with hidden menace, as if the darkness held secrets of the unknown and unknowable. Jacob could feel his heart racing as he scanned the abandoned streets of the village for something, anything, and he found nothing. There was an oppressive silence, save for the caw of crows and the wind howling through small, crumbling stone homes. Something was watching him. He could feel it in his bones. Just as he seemed ready to call out his brother's name, a tiny figure sprang from the shadows, startling his horse so that it reared and almost thrust him to the ground.
army.